I'm about to start tossing cheeks with such unprecedented velocity.
It seems like you caught me, Fed Boy. Now go ahead and put them hands up.
Yep, there goes more property damage.
What do you mean bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece? What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned. Have a good night.
Alright, ladies and gentlefish, we have a banger of a character on our hands. The one that is the personification of Ain't I Clean Though? The man with many names, Vash the Stampede, the humanoid typhoon, the man with 60 billion double dollars on his head. But among all things, the most vile thing about Vash, the most insane thing about him, he's a pacifist gunman. Yes, you heard that right. This man has 60 billion double dollars on his head. He doesn't even want to take a single soul. So since Vash won't be getting any nuke kill streaks in this video, I want you guys to meet these two meters. The first is collateral damage. You see, since Vash has such a high bounty on his head, trouble always seems to follow him. Now for every body drop and for every building exploded and city destroyed, we will be adding to the money meter. And then we have our next one. This is the chaos meter. As the story goes on, the chaos also will rise up and up. So with that being said, let's get to it.
Boy, you don't know how to play no spades like me, man. By the way, have you heard of the man with 60 billion double dollars on his head? He better not let me catch him lacking.
So Vash is in this random tavern in the middle of nowhere. He's basically the talk of town. And literally in no time at all, the entire building gets leveled and the boys instantly get the busted. I mean, bro even had time to reload and keep firing. So let's say this was a small tavern. Add $50,000 to the total. Then we got the drinks. And you guys see what kind of drinks they are. And there's about 5 drinks that we can see. So we're going to do an estimated guess of around 50 to 100 are in total in the tavern. And that's probably a super low ball.
I generally don't know how much is in a tavern. I've never been and never plan on going.
And let's say the average price of the drink is around $45. So add $450 to the total. Guys, we are only 4 minutes into the anime. If we take away the intro, it's literally 30 seconds. So y'all can see where this is going now, right? So apparently these dudes got the aim of prime Star Wars stormtroopers. This man Vash is sitting there, not a single bullet had hit him. And look at this big fella that leveled the entire building out. And no, that is not Casoeh, okay guys? Stay focused. So Vash ends up pulling out this gun, and apparently he forgot he didn't have any ammo left. So he had to dip out and ends up hiding under the sand while they chased after him. Now before we go any farther, we have to introduce the insurance girls, Meryl and Millie. So they work for the insurance agency and are told to go find Vash the Stampede and report back any damages that he does.
Hey, little missy, you must be lost.
Maybe they aren't lost and came to the right place. Hey, babe, you want to know why they call me Stitches?
I could buy you a drink, but it won't be free.
And this is when I knew the insurance girls were super thugged out. Millie was like,
"Oh, I'm sorry. Did one of you boys say minigun?"
and then drops an entire minigun out of her dress. So they start asking about Vash, and the bartender gets to glazing like crazy. Talking about Vash is 12 feet tall with a mohawk and nerves of steel. Worst of all, bro got the reputation of being a womanizer. But the thing is, nobody knows the true identity of Vash yet. But who does it sound like this bartender just explained? Yes, the fake Casoeh. So Vash ended up knocking out one of the henchmen, trying to find him, and ended up taking his bullets. But they end up finding Vash, and he literally has to dip away again. Then this when I knew Vash was on something different. This man literally started controlling the other dude's gun to create his own face.
Oh, this dude's a serial killer. This dude is a serial killer. Oh my goodness.
But big fella started leveling rocks out, and bro better be lucky he's still alive, or he would have been added to the collateral damage counter. So while Vash is tied up, the insurance girls pull up and start talking to the fake Casoeh, offer him donuts thinking he's Vash the Stampede. But then another bounty hunter shows up and thinks the same thing.
Vash the Stampede, the 60 billion double-dollar humanoid typhoon. It seems like your body is just a few numbers away from your bounty. Don't be stupid. Do I look like Vash the Stampede?
So then he sees the bounty hunter's cape, and of course, like clockwork, now he thinks that the bounty hunter is Vash. So they wasted no time getting right to action. Bro out here with a rotating gun and throws a grenade at them boys. So the insurance girls and Vash start to dip out, and look at Vash tearing down some donuts. So still the insurance girls don't realize this is Vash, and they head back because they still think the big guy is Vash, and they ended up getting captured. But he comes back and they start blasting at him, and this dude is out here dodging bullets.
Hey, minion.
Hope y'all having a good day officers just out here shooting some hoops.
So they end up cornering Vash on this cliff. So big fella throws his boomerang again, and Vash counters it twirling in the air. And I don't know what this screw does right here, but big fella got knocked out. And then the other bounty hunter gets smacked by the boomerang, and the grenade he had ended up throwing ended up blowing up the whole cliffside and destroying the city below called Phil Norrell. Now, I don't know exactly the price of this city, but let's compare it to a small town average, which is around $325 million. And just to be on the safe side, we could divide that in half. So add that to the collateral damage. So the insurance girls are still looking for Vash as the pedestrians of the town come by yelling that Vash's stampede is now in town. So they end up going to a house owned by a man named Cliff. And guess who this man's bodyguard is? Yep, Vash. But Meryl still doesn't believe that he's actually the humanoid typhoon.
Oh, look, it's the man they called Vash the Stampede.
Come on, girl. You know this guy can't be Vash the Stampede. I mean, just look at the man's face. He didn't even shoot a bullet the last time things got rough.
And Vash is already tearing down the donuts they had brought. So Cliff explained to them that he put up a bodyguard post because someone has been trying to kill him, and this person oddly looks like Vash. But hold up, let's look at this hiring post. First off, is this supposed to say great shooter like Vash the Stampede? And then look at how much he's paying an hour. $500 an hour? The job's under the deed talking about some $17 an hour for a bachelor's degree. I've never been so scared of the word job application so much in my life. Now Cliff tells the girls that he knows that Vash isn't really the real Vash the Stampede, and that the only reason he's hired him is because Vash, name alone, holds enough weight to scare away most people. Now meet a lady named Marianne. Marianne is one of Cliff's guests and also the daughter of the bank owners. This is legit the entire reason Vash is staying. I mean, look how fast he locked in. So this is why Cliff says he needs a bodyguard. Now we gotta get down to how down bad Vash is at times. Bro hears Marianne in the shower and thinks, hey, I'm her bodyguard. I need to quote unquote protect her at all times. So this dude legit ropes off the building and Marianne ain't nowhere to be seen. But then walks in Millie.
Oh, hi, Mr. Gunman. What are you doing outside of the window of Marianne while the bath water is running and the windows are wide open? And why are you hanging upside down like you were trying to take a peek at her or something?
Strawberry cheesecake.
So this is when things start getting real. Vash ends up accidentally unlocking a secret door. And then we found out that Marianne is actually an undercover marshal. See, Cliff has been stealing all the water from the town and using it for himself to profit off of it. No wonder he could pay $500 an hour because he moving like the oil companies. So Cliff comes out with a gun ready to blow down anything walking. I mean, look how quick he pistol whips her. Then started putting his black forces on her shoulder. So Vash came tumbling down trying to do a sneak attack. So Cliff shoots at Vash and the Goku theme song started playing. Look how bro moving.
I'm about to start tossing cheeks with such unprecedented velocity that not only does it throw the Earth off its axis and out of its orbit, it literally spins the Earth so fast to the point where nothing can contain the speed.
So Cliff opens his cape like Batman to show 4 more guns and started airing it out. This caused an explosion and all the water finally went back to the town. So for once nothing got destroyed, right? Absolutely wrong. The entire town is flooded. Let's just keep it simple. Let's say 100,000 for each building destroyed. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buildings completely submerged underwater. Add that to the collateral damage list.
Your Uber is $30 double, my friend.
So Vash ends up taking the Uber to the next city over. So as Vash is headed to the next city, of course the insurance girls are already in town. But they ended up in a hostage situation with this lady being the main hostage because she was the daughter of the mayor of the town. So they were requesting $100,000 double in a getaway wagon. So now look at Vash coming in, listening to that prime Lil Wayne. Like my daddy. Walking straight into the bar and getting held a hostage also. So the mayor's daughter get to talking real crazy like these dudes wouldn't fire on sight.
On my papa's entire bank account, you boys are in big trouble. That's why Caitlin Clark can dunk on LeBron, and Angel Reese will give Kevin Durant 40 in 2 quarters.
Boss man said a word and I end her right now.
But then the boss stepped in, and they was looking like when Goku had to calm Gohan down. But Vash had already moved so fast that he placed gum on the gun of the trigger so it wouldn't click back and fire in the first place. So the boss started to suspect Vash for being the real deal. So the sheriff ends up hiring this goon squad, and these boys looking like they all ready to raise chaos. And chaos is exactly what they did. First dude gets blasted, and the next one gets the loot ran over out of him. Then these goons drive the entire vehicle into the building. Oh nah, that's another body on the ground. Then they came in busting.
Yep, that was 15 bottles that I counted. Add that to the counter.
Prank him, John.
No, please! I gotta see LeBron retire!
And here comes Vash hitting the R farm button.
Don't nobody worry about nothing. I got this under control.
And look at Millie coming in and helping save the day. So after they take out all the millions, the boss is the last man standing. So he starts telling them why he's doing all of this. It's because the mayor of the town literally came in and stole the land from the people that had worked hard for this, including this man's parents. So they finally come out the bar and they set up for an old-fashioned Western standoff. Yeah, of course the fighter ended up losing, but the boss man just ended up shooting him in the arm. But the sheriff was the true evil one and had been plotting on the downfall of the mayor this entire time. So he was going to kill the boss man in order to be the hero of the town and finally take it over. But Vash and Meryl jump into action, and look how strapped up she is. She talking about some unarming all the men with guns, and this forced the sheriff to end up surrendering. So once again, Vash is just minding his business as dudes pop in like SEAL Team 6 and wasting no time airing it out. But of course that boy Vash was trolling, and this entire time it was just tomato juice. So then Vash started flexing on them boys and shot them all with a toy gun, showing that they could have easily been taken out by him. Bro literally sent these dudes packing with no clothes. Oh nah, Vash, you might be just one of them ones. But don't think I forgot to do property damage. An entire wall got a hole in it, and the bar counter demolished along with the table he was on.
Well then, Shiny boy, that was a great favor you did for us, running them thugs away. But I'm afraid I'm gonna need you to run them pockets, Mr. Vash the Stampede. Papa's got some Christmas Lambos to buy.
So the entire city ends up betraying him, so Vash had to skedaddle, even busting through this old lady's window.
Is that DoorDash? I done told you guys a million times. Don't knock on my door!
And why does this man have a rocket launcher? Yeah, go ahead and add all of that to the collateral list. And look at the insurance girls aura farming.
Why do the locals have access to rocket launchers?
I heard it comes with a Battlefield 6 pre-order pack.
So the entire city just turned into a war zone, and I dead serious can't even keep up with some of the damages. Dude hand broken, multiple buildings turned to rubble. Yeah, we're gonna have to do an estimation just to put $1 million in damages done. And that's probably a super low ball.
Everyone, please stop chasing Vash the Stampede. As mayor of the town, I might have or might have not have accidentally purposely, but for sure accidentally, caught in a giant.
So in comes the Nebraska family, and look at these giant menaces and his brother. So these dudes are supposed to be in jail for 700 years. They have over 150 convicted felonies that they have committed. So some of the locals end up cornering Vash and holding him hostage. But yeah, them Nebraska boys came through wrecking stuff. And look at Vash doing even more trolling while still looking clean. And up until this point, Meryl still doesn't believe Vash is Vash.
I mean, he is kind of clean though. But there's no way these people actually still believe this is Vash the Stampede. I mean, the man isn't even 7 foot tall like the people say.
So Vash slowly starts taking the girls out the rubble one by one, and the Nebraska brothers decide to light one up while he waits. But then he hits him with the,
That's right. I'm back to New York hard. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
and shoots a rocket arm at him. But Vash ended up evading that. So they charge up again, but this time they go for the locals. So Vash jumps like he's in the Matrix, shoots his bullets like he's the main character in Wanted, made sure to show off his aura and shot only 3 bullets to throw the attack off course, reloads the revolver, and one taps them boys.
Nah, that was too clean. Yeah, that man is him.
So finally, Meryl understands that this is the one and only Vash the Stampede. So the town ends up using the money from capturing the Nebraska family worth $700,000. This was to help fix up the city and call in mechanics to help out with it. So this giant steamer ends up pulling up the next day. And it doesn't matter what era or what time it is, some dude going to be able to spot a baddie from a mile away no matter what. So later on in the day, that boy Vash out there pouring out for the real ones that he lost. So the girl we saw coming out out from earlier named Elizabeth, who is the lead engineer of the team. So she ends up convincing Vash to become her bodyguard just in case something goes wrong or someone tries to sabotage them. So Vash ends up escorting Elizabeth to her room while he went to the next room over. So Vash's spider senses instantly started going off as an entire dude smashed through the window, left, right, uppercut, but Vash counters the knife attack. Then he pulls out his gun and blasts one of his blades away.
What's 35 plus? I'm not answering that question. I am not answering what 35 plus 32 is, because I hate that. I hate everything about it. I no joke hate it. No, I'm about to have a real talk with y'all right here, right now. I'm about to have a real talk.
So the hitman leaves just as fast as he came in. Dude didn't even really have to bust through the window for real. He just trying to make me do more work. Come on now, dog. Yep, there goes more property damage. So the following morning comes up and something ends up going wrong with one of the plant systems, and Vash and Elizabeth had to rush and go manually shut it down before it exploded and blew the whole entire town to smithereens. So Blade Man was already waiting on them at the door, attacking on sight. So they got the dance fighting. Then Vash hit him with a smooth kick, blasting off his blades again. Look at bro, he's stuck. So all Vash heard was, and Elizabeth the entire time was plotting on killing Vash. Oh nah, see, I told Judge to leave these snow bunnies alone, man. But anyways, let's go back to a day called the Lost July. Actually, let's go back 130 years ago to the start of our problems in Trigun and see the events that led up to the Lost Day of July. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for lore. Cue the music. I'm about to drop a bomb on you guys. Vash is not a human. He's actually a plant. Yes, I know that sounds absolutely absurd, but it's true. See, the world of Trigun is actually an entirely different planet, and the people that raised Vash are originally from Earth. But Vash was not born alone. He has a twin brother named Knives. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you guys, this man Knives is a generational hater. But, let's roll back a tad bit. So this was a plan called Project Seed. Now these seeds are sent around the galaxy to populate worlds with the human race genes inside of them because like I said, Earth is cooked. But at the same time, humans are still sleeping on these ships. Think of it like the plants are the energy source, and the humans were supposed to use these plants to thrive on the planet of Trigun because it was so similar to the Mother Earth. So guess why this plan did not follow through? A, Vash ended up turning evil. B, Knives ended up turning evil. C, I accidentally subscribed to Young Priesky. Or D, both A and C are correct. Yeah, you best have chose D. So Knives started showing clear signs of being a psychopath, and Vash showed clear signs of being a pacifist. So one day in this room called the Recreation Room, which simulates planet life on Earth, a butterfly had got caught into a spider web. So Vash was about to save it, and Knives comes in and crushes the spider. So Vash and Knives get into a huge fight over it, and look at this symbolic scene right here. Chef's kiss, because this was the exact moment the two brothers ended up separating in life. Shall we carry on, my lovers? So meet a man on a ship named Steve. I guess I might as well introduce the other two also. Rowan, and I'm dead serious, I don't know her name. Like, they never said her name in the anime, unless I'm tripping. If somebody can tell me her name, let me know. It's probably in the manga or something, but I still don't know her name. You know what? We gonna give her a name. We gonna call her Dorothy. So Steve legit hates Knives and Vash because he knows they are not human at all. So Steve ended up catching Vash in the chamber with the humans, and Steve ended up beating on him. But once again, Vash is a pacifist who does not like to hurt anyone. So he ended up going to his room and telling Knives what had happened. Also, I know I said they're twins, and you can see they both have the same hairstyle. But that ended up changing real quick because Remy took a liking to them both, and I mean, she's the one that made sure they wasn't killed as babies. So Remy gives Vash his signature hairstyle, and Knives just like me. If it's two people in front of me doing a haircut, I'm going to leave too. Ain't nobody got time to be spending 3 hours at a barber shop. So Knives just ended up cutting his own hair, which was another sign of him not being all the way stable. So anyways, Knives might be crazy, that's for sure, but if it's one thing he doesn't play about, it's his brother Vash. So Knives comes up with a plan to blackmail Steve because he got too drunk and pushed up on Dorothy. So Knives and Vash both have strong powers over emotion. Knives brings out the worst in people, while Vash brings out the good in people. Basically mind control. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Knives can legit mind control people. So Knives end up manipulating her into saying Steve tried to take advantage of her, and they wasted no time sending that boy to the freezer as a punishment.
Wait, I swear it wasn't me. I didn't do anything wrong. No, y'all can't do this to me. Get me out of here. Why?
But this was not meant to kill him. You see, Knives also manipulated Rowan to adjust the freezer, and it ended up killing Steve. So Rowan asked her to marry him.
Oh, by the way, I made sure that Steve doesn't ever wake up again. He's going to enjoy the rest of the afterlife as a popsicle. Then we can both be happy together forever. Tell me, how does that sound?
And of course she said no, because she woke up to her senses. So you know what Rowan does?
Well, I guess that means you'll be with Steve, my little lover. I just wanted her to love me forever, and now look at us.
Mind you, this guy Knives is controlling him this entire time.
It was him.
So Rowan ends up pointing the gun at Knives, but is still under mind control. And of course, Rem is protecting them.
Back up! I said back up and stop T-posing before I shoot you.
So the captain of the ship sees this all going down on the monitors of the ship. So the captain had no choice but to send Rowan to outer space. And then after all of this, Knives goes to the captain and tries to convince him that he did the right thing. But of course the captain had a good heart and felt guilty. So Knives was like, oh, you feel guilty, huh? Well, let me help you out with that. And offs the captain of the ship. Oh yeah, Knives isn't done either. So he moves on to phase 2 and orders all the ships to crash land to end the human race. So Rems ends up having to sacrifice herself, and Knives starts laughing evilly. Until of course Rem actually succeeds in saving the human race. So after they land on the planet, the two brothers end up surviving with each other. And a few months later, the humans wake up. But it didn't take long for human nature of greed to kick in. And I'm not gonna lie, Knives does have a point on certain things. So 10 more years pass, and Knives and Vash are basically grown men now.
Hey, little twin, go ahead and sit tight right here for a little minute. And by a minute, I mean black people time.
So Knives goes to grab both of them their blicks, and it actually took this man Knives 1 entire year to come back to Vash.
Watch this, little bro.
And Knives literally shows him that he done created a nuclear pistol. Oh nah, this man is out of pocket.
Dang, this weak gun. I'm going to need to get more power out of this. Oh, and here's your blick too, twin.
So Knives tells Vash that they would use these weapons to go kill the human race. He didn't mean tomorrow. He meant literally right now as we speak.
So Vash and Knives get into another fight and get the tussling over the gun. And then Knives starts rage baiting Vash to shoot him.
Go ahead and shoot me, baby brother. I dare you. Show me you got that dog in your blood. Do it. I dare you.
So Vash, for the first time in his entire life, hurts someone, and it's literally his brother. So Vash literally runs off, but Knives calls out for him to come back. So 2 years go by, and Vash ends up getting saved by humans that had never left one of the ships that live in peace with one another, and they ended up catering to Vash and taking care of him. Then 80 more years pass, and Vash finds out that Rem's father is still alive, and pause for just 1 second. Look at where he from. I'm not gonna lie, that's extra lit. So Vash sets out to go on to find her father, and literally as he comes in,
oh, what's up, twin? Yeah, I killed her pops. So now you don't have to worry about anything that was related to Shorty.
Oh nah, I told you guys this is a generational type of hate. So of course they end up fighting again, but Vash gets one shot, and then Knives starts controlling this man's art weapon, and Vash loses control but aims at Knives and blasts them both in the city to smithereens. This day was known as the Lost July. So according to the anime, this was worth a $60 billion bounty, which we would be adding to the collateral total. So now we are back to Elizabeth telling Vash that everything he did, he would pay for. So before the plant could explode and blow up the entire city, Vash had to lock in real quick to save the day. So Vash ends up telling her that he doesn't fully know what happened and that he woke up and the city was destroyed, and then she had a revelation and realized that Vash was the one who took care of her as a kid and was crying. So Vash and the Assurance girls end up going on one of the sand steamers to start out our next journey ahead. And while Vash is in the bathroom, some kid comes into the vents thinking he planned non-massacre. So this kid starts telling Vash a sob story, but look at his face. That boy might be Knives 2.0, but keep this kid in mind because he's important to the plot at hand.
Hey, front one, let me get a drip check.
Nobody stunning, boss.
Man, you don't gotta tell me twice, I know. Watch me hit this.
Did that man just burn an incense stick? So meet Brilliant Dynamite's Neon, or B.D.N for short, the legendary leader of the Badlands gang. So they pull up in full force to take over the steamer, and the guards are of course put to sleep. And this is when we figure out what this kid was doing in the vents. And I'm pretty sure the kid's name was Kite. So the Badlands gang starts tearing stuff up and blasting doors away.
Boy, them Space Marines sure know how to make some drip, man. Got me feeling like Cyberpunk 2078 in this month. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now your new captain of the steamer.
So while Vash is over here sleep dreaming of Rim, the Badlands crew has now taken over their entire steamer.
What the f is this? Chuck E. Cheese tokens? Do y'all know who I am? Do you really think that this generic pirate's booty jewelry has anything on my Space Marine drip? Let's be serious now. I bought the number 2 snow bunny in my roster last week, Angelica. I bought her a brand new belly button ring worth more than all of this.
Hey, Bosh, we found the big shade.
Look at the size of this thing, man. Spectacular. That one bunny I got with last week had thighs just about the same size, man. I'm really a fan of big circular things. That's besides the point. Just quit all your clamoring and be a good boy and open this shit up for me so I could get on my way.
I can't, I promise. Nobody has to code to the safe in the ship. Plus, I don't even like snow bunnies.
I'm not sending any bunnies your way, brother. You either open this safe now or I'm sending you to the afterlife. That's the only sending I'll be doing.
So he literally tells them that he would drive this entire steamer off of a canyon, and even if he slows down a little bit, he would send this man to the next life. So the captain of the ship starts begging for him to at least let the passengers off the steamer, and they can do whatever they want.
I remember I had a girl, her name was Honora back in the day. What a talent she was. She was magnificent. She's definitely top 3 bunnies I've been with of all time, and I may call her after this. But yeah, this is where we're going. Cap, let me run this by you really quick. How much do you think this drip costs? Just an estimate. 1, and number 2, how many snow bunnies do you think I bagged with this fit? Roughly. Trick question. The answer's countless, brother. I done bagged more chicks in this drip than Halliburton did in this playoff run.
You crazy lunatic of a man!
Do you get that? And just for that alone, I promise that the last thing these passengers will see is the back of this Space Marine suit at the bottom of the canyon.
So literally one of the dudes tried to slow down the steamer to protect the passengers, and we all know how well that was going to go.
I don't know what your obsession is with snow buddies and drip, but I'm willing to die over these passengers. Plus, I've seen better drip before.
Enjoy snow bunny heaven.
So Kite walks in and sees a body dropped on the ground and starts asking questions about exactly what his plans are and that he is taking it way too far. And the deal was for them to take the loot and then leave with nobody getting hurt. So oddly, this kid knows a lot about the steamer, and it turns out that his dad was the originator of building one of these machines,
And both his mom and dad ended up passing away when he was young.
so he grabs B.D.N.
Hey, twerp. You clearly don't get it. You just laid your grimy paws on my fit that's worth at least 3 Rolls Royces. At least. So it seems to me that you clearly don't know what type of predicament we're in right now.
So Vash starts grilling Kite.
You absolute rancid, putrid, vile, horrific, disgusting being.
And Kite ends up confessing to him what they are about to do to the steamer. Now this is when the plot kicks in, and Kite has a blueprint of the steamer and shows a way to stop the steamer. So Vash and Kite kicks into action, but Vash gets caught off guard and accidentally hits one of the grunts with a fatal shot. Remember, this man is a pacifist. He does not want to kill a single soul, but he ended up taking a gunshot wound himself that ended up slowing him down. So this act of justice made Kite remember that he's actually a good kid. So Vash ends up getting ambushed by B.D.N and his crew, and it's looking like it's over for Vash. But the insurance girls come in and save the day because earlier they stole one of the grunt's suits. So Vash and B.D.N agreed to do a 1v1 drip off and made the best man win. If Vash loses, the ship crashes. If B.D.N loses, he has to leave all the loot and go away. So once the coin hits the ground, the fight will start. So B.D.N makes the first move, blasting all his bullets he has, and Vash used the rocks to get out the way. He then comes out like he's gone and starts blasting B.D.N, making sure to still not kill him. But Vash ends up stunning too hard and reopens his gunshot wound. So B.D.N goes in for the finishing blow, but a rock comes in and saves Vash from being killed.
Your drip so clean my gun doesn't want to tarnish those garments. I guess you win.
So they try to stop the steamer, but it's already going too fast and won't slow down. So they have to do it manually. So Kite tries to help out, but they wasn't going for it because he got one of their mans killed. Like right now is not the time for pride. Let the kid help you and then punish him after. So they all go and try to get the button, but it's legit too far. But Kite comes in the last second, press the button, but it's basically already too late. But B.D.N comes in to help slow down the steamer just enough. So while Vash and the insurance girls are headed to the next city over, they end up running into a man named Nicholas. And this man is a priest on the surface, but won't hesitate to clip a person in the name of justice. He also carries around this item that oddly looks like a cross. Trust me, it's not a cross. So Nicholas ends up tagging along with Vash and the crew, but we would come back to him a tad bit later because he comes more important down the road. Okay, ladies and gents, meet a man named Legato. And this man is a class S threat, just right under knives.
What's cracking, Vash? Come out and play. Your brother Knives is on your head. I hope you know that. But don't worry, I won't come eat you right away. We're gonna take this nice and slow.
So literally just as fast as he pulled up, Legato disappeared. And not only did he dip, but he also set up Vash and made it look like he murdered this lady's husband. So Vash gets put into jail, and this is when things crank up in heat. So in walks Gale. Immediately he went to work blasting the entire prison up. I don't know who this man is supposed to be. A mixture of Barney, Dr. Octopus, and Lex Luthor?
Nice way to say hello. Don't you think, Vash?
So he literally breaks through the wall and slams Vash by the throat.
Get your filthy hands off my twins, Drip.
But she gets backhanded.
Oh, it's no way you can be Knives' brother. I mean, you look just like him. You clean like him, but you don't got that dog in you like him. I told you, boy, you don't have a single lick of dog in you.
So Millie distracted him just enough for Vash to escape. So Vash tells the pedestrians to get out the way as Gale gets to try to up his kill streak. But this is a real menace and all the fodder are all out the way. So Gale unloads an art attack and every single person in the way of the blast, each one by one started dropping like flies. And look at the bodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 bodies. Oh nah, is Vash eyes glowing? Yeah, it's Raps. But Vash literally does not end him, and Gale ended up running away. And ends up luring him away from everyone. And look at Gale completely shook. And then Vash had 1 bullet left, so this man was really on a bullet in a dream. So Gale rushes in, unloading a flurry of bullets again. Vash blows the bank vault up, smacking Gale's gun out of his hand. But Gale stays strapped up and pulls out another weapon. But Vash literally transforms his hands into a pocket rocket, blowing his entire helmet off. So Vash starts beating on Gale.
Go ahead and do it. You won't. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. You know why you can't do it? Cause like I've been saying this whole entire time, you a bitch. You don't have a single lick of dog in you. Now go to hell, you piece of shit.
But Vash couldn't do it, and Gale ends up escaping anyways. So Legato is in the bar, and one of these dudes' girls started looking at him, and he got jealous and started pressing Legato.
Easy there, bucko. I hope you're not trying to seduce my lady, because if it is, I got a whole lot of people in here that'll put a beating on you. And I would hate to have to put a beating on you. Don't you hear me talking to you?
You know, maybe if you get rid of that default Street Fighter haircut, your girl will even acknowledge you.
So Legato literally starts controlling the man and everyone in the bar and makes them all turn on friendly fire. Yeah, bro is for sure living out Knives' wishes right now. And also, if anybody is wondering where Knives is, he's injured right now in Frieza's healing chamber because of what Vash did to him. So the rest of the gang pulls up on Legato, and little did they know that his own gang was right behind him too. So they all start getting sent to the Fortnite lobby one by one. And ladies and gentlemen, meet the Gung-Ho guns. All of these are mutated humans created by Knives, all for one simple reason: to hate on Vash. So Vash finally catches up to Legato and was welcomed with a mountain of corpses. Boy, I thought a Kampachi was going to jump out for a second, but instead he was greeted by Domonique the Cyclops.
Oh nah, Knives would have never let me get the drop on him like this, baby boy.
So Vash buttons start popping off.
I really hope you're ready for what I'm about to do to you. I must be honest though, your drip is clean, but drip alone won't help you in a gun battle with me. But enough with the chit-chat, watch this speed.
So she literally starts teleporting as Vash dodges last second, but she was on her eyes and stuff.
I'm sorry, but what are you looking at?
First off, I ain't gonna be out there in the first place, and if I didn't have a gun, I'd have like a machete with me. I'd jump out the dadgum tent.
Are you still trying to keep up with me? I told you, it's pointless. Well, how do you expect to keep up with me moving like this? Your confidence is nauseating.
So Vash must be moving at super speed too, because he ended up dodging. This man Vash dodged a point blank range shot? Ain't no way, that's insanely crazy. So Vash starts to figure out her ability doing that inner monologue cheese. So she goes super speed again, but Vash hits her with the gotcha and blasts her eye away that gave her her abilities. But she goes in again thinking it's a fluke, and he hit her with the
gotcha.
And of course, Vash lets her get away to see another day. And I want to reiterate that Vash is a pacifist, mostly because of Rim. So this is when Vash had to go on his journey alone and leave the insurance girls behind. Oh yeah, this is what happened to the other Gung-Ho guns for losing against Vash. And then some dude named E.G. Mine pulled up on Vash. So Vash instantly outclassed this man, but another Gung-Ho gun popped up. I'm telling you, these dudes started popping up like DBZ supervillains.
How dare you get in between the great and glorious E.G. Mine. You will pay with your life trying to get in between the great and amazing E.G. Mine.
You absolute imbecile. You think you can mess with two people with immaculate drip like us? Get out of the way and let two legendary people go at it. Plus, you've already lost my good friend.
So the fifth moon literally packs the man up right in front of Vash. So they go at it, and every swing from his sword slices through the ground. He even used the dude's armor to start fighting, even parrying bullets.
You're going to need a much faster gun to even graze a bullet against me. How can you even call yourself a gunman if you can't even shoot a kill?
Nah, you know how disrespectful it is to wipe somebody off the map and then use their armor in a fight?
What's wrong? I know you have the ability to fight.
So he blasts Vash back with his next attack. So Vash makes one of the water tanks fall down to create a distraction, but the fifth moon literally turns his sword into a gun. Then he scopes this man in mid-air, making his own drip fall off. So Vash immediately lost all plot armor after that. Then Legato started getting into Vash's head.
Hey Vash, it's about that time. Go ahead and turn up on this boy. It's the only way you could win. But if you don't, I guess I will have no choice but to force it out of you.
So Vash tells this man to run, and he just barely aims it up and legit nukes the entire town once again. But this time he destroys the entire moon. Yes, I said it. The entire moon. Yeah, I legit don't even know how to calculate this, but let's just ask Google. Yeah, $280 billion? Oh my goodness. Plus a portion of the town getting nuked? Add that to the collection, Toto.
Seems like you went into that dog, Vash the Stampede. Ain't that right?
His power is on another level. What did we get ourselves into? If that man wasn't a pacifist, we would all be cooked.
Yeah, true. But too bad I'm not.
Fatality.
Word goes around the planet that for the first time in human history, Vash the Stampede has now been registered as humanity's first human disaster. This man done racked up so much collateral damage that the insurance company literally said, yeah, this man is just a human disaster now. So Vash goes into a state of depression. Bro out here looking like he living in Squidward's box. But Nicholas ends up searching for him and convincing him to come back and finish his mission on making sure Legato and his hitmen are dealt with. So Nicholas and Vash end up traveling to one of the siege ships that didn't fully crash 130 years ago. This is the same people that catered to Vash a long time ago before Vash had set out to find Ram's dad. So it took no time for Legato and his crew to find Vash. So all the people in this ship are scared of Nicholas because he's an outsider and they like to live in complete peace. So Vash ends up getting his new upgrade to his arm, which is the entire reason why he came, because this is how he would stop his brother. So Nicholas hears screaming coming from a room and ends up busting in to find people cooked on the ground. So of course it looks like Nicholas was the one responsible for this. So you know the White Knight comes in and points his gun at him, shaking and all. But before he can even think about shooting, all the other passengers started getting clapped one by one. And remember, this is all because of Vash.
Go home. You couldn't even bust a grape if you tried.
So Nicholas pulls out his weapon and got to blasting. But this is the gun puppet master. So the man ended up kidnapping one of the girls.
And I genuinely did not want to say his name.
But the dude's name is Brad. Nothing against Brad's. I just didn't like this dude. So Brad ends up turning his gun towards Nicholas as if the puppet master was going to let her go in the first place.
You stupid. So you're just gonna put a gun to the back of my head? Is that how you're feeling?
So Vash comes in and blasts one of the puppets and Nicholas takes care of the rest. Yep, that boy Brad is cooked. He out here looking crazy in front of the girl he likes. So there's 3 other puppets on this ship. Note how I say 3. Now let's go fight. So Nicholas goes and fight this giant puppet, unloading bullets into it, and this thing literally was holding up the stop pose. Then he switched over to the missile mode, and that did absolutely no damage. So he had to use an acid pipe to melt all his armor away and finally blew it to smithereens. Meanwhile, Vash was low-key getting worked by this next puppet, and the puppet was trying to destroy the plant power that was powering the ship. But Vash took care of him, finally making him get electrified. But the big puppet wasn't all the way destroyed and ends up firing a missile at the power plant, and then the ship starts going down. So Vash had to go and started hitting that. for the plant to reactivate and heal the core. But then the other puppet wasn't all the way gone and does the finishing blow and the entire ship comes crashing down. So Nicholas ends up firing the girl that had got kidnapped earlier in the scene. By the way, her name is Jessica. And once outside, the people instantly turned on Vash until Brad had to tell him that Vash actually had tried to save the day and never meant any harm to them. So Jessica goes up to them saying how thankful she is that they still are alive. But Vash looks up and sees the real Jessica is with Nicholas and yup, there goes Brad. But it took no time for Nicholas to spin the block back.
Tell me how this missile tastes.
So the entire crew ends up pulling up to the next city, and they generally started hating on them.
I talk better, I walk better, my shoes fit me better, I get paid more than you.
Talking about it would cost $300,000 for them to come in. So while they was talking, this little runt was trying to steal water from them. So they end up following the kid and stumbled upon an orphanage. So the kids started telling them that their parents all just suddenly got up one day and dipped out on them. So they started helping the kids, even started teaching them how to cook. Now meet the next Gung-Ho gun. So he also has the ability to control people with music. So the next day comes and Vash and Nicholas instantly sense danger. So they get the blasting the place up. I really don't even think this building has any value, so we go skip over there. But Vash and Nicholas come out to surrender, and the townspeople start accusing them of coming into the town and causing trouble. But they claim they are innocent, and of course they didn't believe them. So before they could get put into an Instagram reel, a giant centipede type Pokemon comes out and starts creating chaos. So Vash and Nicholas ends up leading them away. But there was so many of them that they started attacking the town also. So I'ma just go based off this man saying the entire town is destroyed now.
This is so horrible. Our whole town's destroyed now.
So let's see. I'ma guess around $4 million. Yes, I pulled that out of thin air. So Vash jumps in to save the kid and Meryl, but then it clicks to him. Yes, this entire time this kid was controlling these monsters and revealed to them that he's a Gung-Ho gun too.
It seems like you caught me, Fed Boy. Now go ahead and put them hands up. Hey, dummy, stop crying before I blast you all.
So Vash tries talking sense into the dude, but the dude ends up shooting him.
You want to know the only things I like more than my guns? The bullets that come out of them. Now go ahead and say hello to Santa Claus for me.
But then Nicholas clips the guy. Oh man! So of course Vash and him get into a huge fight and then Nicholas dips out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, strap in for one more lore backstory. Don't worry, I'll be quick with this one. So Nicholas is actually one of the Gohan guns too. Yep, this entire time he has been with Vash, he's supposed to be wanting to bring pain to him too. So at the ripe age of 7 years old, he had caught his first body. Then he met another Gung-Ho gun, the Apple guy. So of course he groomed him into becoming what he is today. But Nicholas had a heart and ended up opening an orphanage, and this is basically why he claims to be a priest and went around helping for the good of others. So he ends up meeting with the Apple Man again, who told him he needs to finish the job. So Nicholas goes and meets up with Vash to finish the job, but he ends up telling him everything. But it looked like he was about to charge Vash, but he actually saved him from a sniper bullet. Then Nicholas went and fought with the Apple Man that raised him. And look at this man with an extended barrel on a sniper. Nah bro, this is something different. With the camouflage too? I just know his KD is crazy. And look at this lead shot on Vash while he was in the car, bringing me back to my Battlefield 1 days. But Vash hit that man with the classic trickaroo and ended up destroying his sniper. So Vash was going to let him free, but the dude was like, so Nicholas and Appleman are fighting, and Nicholas got quick draw just like Vash. But instead of finishing him off, he decides to turn a new leaf. But Appleman couldn't accept that, and Nicholas has to end him. So Vash and him link back up, and Nicholas starts walking off as we see a trail of blood. Yeah, boys. Somebody help me to black him out.
Hey, but I was at least clean though. Right, father?
Before passed away, still sitting 10 toes strong. Oh yeah, I lied by the way. Appleman is still alive, but not for long, because bro tried to kill Legato himself because he had actually been forced by Legato to kill Nicholas. So Legato puts that boy in a Zenitsu position, and then in walks the hater of haters, the one who wants all humans dead. That boy Knives back from the medical chamber. So Knives walk up to bro and is like,
wanna see something I saw in the anime I've been watching? Domain expansion, stupid.
And then ends this man with a legit mini black hole. Oh nah, this man needs to go back to healing. Not even 30 seconds and he already caught a body? So Legato and the musical boy finally pulled up on Vash as the last two Gung-Ho guns. And Vash wasted no time fighting them, but bro started using sound waves to slow the bullet down and then launched the AoE attack that sent Blast flying. I mean, everything was getting blown to smithereens. So the Legato made things even harder, sending in pedestrians, so Vash had to take a full blunt attack. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. times. So Vash ends up ricocheting the bullets off this metal, which ended up destroying his ability to play it. So he's like, wait, this is Trigun, and turns it into a weapon. The cow! But it backfires, and that left Legato as the last man standing of the Gung-Ho gun. So Vash ends up tracking down Legato, and Vash is completely over watching people die in front of him. So even after all this, Vash could still not bring himself to kill Legato.
Oh, so now you oppose.
So Legato forced out his art, but this time Vash was able to control it and stop the explosion.
Do you hate me now, Vash the Stampede?
And this man brought in the insurance girl.
Do you think I would ever play fair?
So Vash had to either shoot Legato and end him or watch the homegirls die. So Vash had absolutely no choice, and for the first time ever,
I cracked heads like snares. I took her to a fair. Now she want me to win a bear. I was like, no.
Vash catches his first body. And this is why I say that Knives is a generation of haters. He didn't send the people after him to kill him. No, not even in the slightest. He sent them all to force Vash to at least kill one person so he could suffer for the rest of his life. So Vash finally leaks up with his brother Knives for the final showdown. Them boys going drip for drip right now. So they get to spamming bullets at each other. Bullets ripping through the trees. Vash hit Knives with a parry bullet and came behind this rock with his submachine gun on. This fight was like the best COD players 1v1ing on Nuketown using snipers only. Vash uses a string to bring his gun back, and Knives take the bullet out of his gun, throws it, and explodes the gunpowder with another bullet, creating a smoke streak. They both are legit evenly matched. So they rush to their weapons, both getting it at the same time. Nah, hold up, let me fix my vision. Am I watching two Uchihas or something? Then they stop each other's chambers from shooting, then reload each other's guns, taking one bullet, grabbing it out the air, and then started playing Russian roulette. So Vash ended up losing that battle, and Knives brought out his art and just let it go off right away. But Vash ended up counseling it out with his own art. Oh yeah, I know a counter pick when I see one. But Vash ended up running out of bullets, and Knives put him down. Took his weapon and used both arts to finish him off. But then Vash pulled out Nicholas' weapon and interrupted it, grabbed his gun back, and finally put an end to his brother Terror once and for all. Did he kill him? No. But in my script, he did. And after all that, the water and the land came flourishing out, so the planet could now become a true real home. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from me. Huge shout out to all the actors in this video. I swear, every single one of y'all are the GOATs. Make sure to check the description. They all will be linked there. And most of all, huge shout out to all the loyals who watched this entire video. But like always, guys, remember, God loves you today, tomorrow, and forever. Bye!
Don't worry, I'm really just rapping, just telling my story. I can't even listen, the music is boring. The way I've been grinding, it's hard to ignore me. I came a long way, haven't sipped any 40s, been taking my time, so I'm not